What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Dipped in Tone. I'm Rhett.
I'm Zach.
We're back, or at least I'm back in my home setting.
You're back in the woods of Georgia.
Yes, yeah. And these woods have actually been a bit treacherous in the last week or so. It's that time of year where we get. Did y'all call them heat storms in Tennessee?
Heat storms.
Okay, maybe that was just a Georgia thing, but I always heard them called heat storms, which is like, in the afternoon, evenings, in the middle of summer, you just get these pop-up thunderstorms that rain and go away.
That happened today in Nashville.
Yeah, it happens.
We always just
basically.
call them summer storms.
I always heard them called heat storms, but like many weather phenomena, they've gotten way worse. And my house is like in a wooded area, and we have these monster trees hanging over the house. And dude, it's a bit dicey out there with that wind. So that's been fun.
Well, man. Just go back on your bike. Just get out of there.
Yeah. Nice. What's new with you guys?
Oh man, we're just trying to train this dog we got, which has been, I mentioned the puppies, they're difficult, but it's just, I don't know, it's just hard, like, because we're just so used to how we interact with our dog Frazier. And now we have this other one, and they don't really get along. And then now Graham and him, the Pippin, the new dog, are like struggling to get along. And it's just like Morgan and I are like, why did we do this?
Oh no, are you crate training?
Yeah, but it's not even that. He like growls at Graham when Graham tries to like it was just when he would pick him up, and now it's just even when Graham goes to like pet him. So and it's like he's still a puppy, and Graham is still a kid. He's only 7, so it's like. They're having to learn how to be around each other, but it's like, it doesn't make it any easier for us who I come home and I just want to relax, and Morgan just wants to just have them be quiet for, an hour. So, apart from that, everything's good. We've been selling a ton of guitars, which is awesome, but, it's just been this constant work. So.
Oh, speaking of, I just got news. The 335 sold.
No.
Not to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait,
Literally
okay.
An hour ago, I got a text from Greg at Wildwood. It's like, it just sold. It's like, cool. Sick. Very
Thank
cool.
you. So for those this was the Patreon episode last week.
Yeah.
For those that
that's
don't
right.
know, give us
That's
just a little pinch of what happened here.
Well, if you actually you want to know exactly what happened, you can join our Patreon link down below. Get access to the live stream episodes, which we got ourselves a good little crew of people hanging out watching the live stream now, and you get access to a bonus episode after every podcast. And last week's bonus episode was me sharing the story of going to Wildwood Guitars in Colorado for the first time. Amazing experience, great place, great people. And I had one of those oh crap moments when you play a guitar, and it was a 1964 ES335. It was on consignment, and they were asking $28,000 for it. Which I don't have that money on hand. I don't got it like that, but I have a lot of gear, and I was thinking, okay, I think I can part with a lot of gear and put some cash towards this. And just as I was getting ready to start like parsing through and figuring out what was going to go on the chopping block, I got the text and it's gone. So
does that make you want to like still purge and like put that money away? So if another one,
I think it's time.
Okay.
I've got some stuff. Like, I think there's going to be some heavy hitting stuff. I think I'm finally going to sell the Mayer Strat. I've been holding on to that as like a rainy day, like guitar, because I think it's worth considerably more than what I paid for it years ago. And there's a couple other things. And I'm just going to like take that money. We got one of those high yield savings accounts, just dump it in there and forget about it. And when that next thing comes along, that'll be for that. Addison, what's new with you?
Oh, nothing. We're just dealing with the Nashville housing market, trying to find a place to live. Our lease is up in exactly 30 days, and we don't have a freaking clue where we're going. So
come up here with me. Come to Hendersonville.
It's looking like we're going to have to do something like that. But anyways, that's what's going on in our world. We're trying to figure it out. And then we go to Kansas City this week for a week with family. So now we're not going to be in town to look at houses. So we're like,
great timing.
It's perfect, isn't it? It's great. It's great.
Well, it's good because I hear the Nashville housing market's like actually not that competitive or difficult, so you should be fine.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Easy. Yeah. We're super not stressed about it. I wasn't up at 3:00 in the morning last night.
Yeah. And moving is honestly like one of the most fun things because you get to pack up all your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then unpack it later.
Yep.
Yeah, not fun. I'll help hire movers. I'm not gonna.
I won't call on you. Yeah,
please don't.
My favorite part is that we might have to move twice, and so we get to move twice basically. So what you're saying is going to happen a couple times, which would be great.
It's like you're camping, but you get to take everything you own with you.
Yes, absolutely.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And you have to spend more money and maybe get a storage unit or I don't know. Super looking forward to the next 30
Well, the fun
days.
thing about the storage unit too is then you move 4 times because you get to move into the unit, then out of the unit, back into the house. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page about this. I've never met anyone else.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what's new in our world. Other than that, we're doing great.
I'm trying to figure out how to segue into the sponsor of today's video, and I don't know how to do it, so we're just going to roll into it. Woo! Thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring today's episode of Dipped in Tone. If you check the description below this episode or the show notes, if you are listening to the podcast, you're going to find some Sweetwater affiliate links to some of our favorite gear, some of the gear we use to make these episodes. In fact, actually, the camera that I'm using now, little DJI action camera I got from Sweetwater. Do you know they sell cameras and stuff now?
It's
crazy.
Sweet.
I was really stoked when that happened. So
don't they have a whole creator category now?
Yeah, and like Mac and all the computer stuff, and
wow.
It's honestly pretty great. Like ad and everything aside, it's pretty cool that they now sell all of that stuff. It's not just music equipment related. But if you want to find out more about our favorite gear, you can check out the links in the description box down below. And we're going to talk a lot about some different guitars today. Some of them are for sale on Sweetwater. We'll have links to those down below. Those are affiliate links, which is a really great way to support the episode. It doesn't cost you any extra, and we earn a small little commission every time you purchase anything through that link. Pack of strings, a Gibson Custom Shop, Murphy Lab 335, whatever you're feeling, you purchase it, and we earn a small commission. So,
yes. So head to sweetwater.com, follow that link down in the description, and you'll support the show and support them, and everybody's winning.
Look at us.
And to that end, if you want to join more of the winning, join our Patreon.
Hell yeah.
Over on patreon.com.
Merch. We got to talk about merch.
Oh, guys.
And merch. So dippedintone.com is live yet again. A new version of the site that is a bit more simplified and not just focused on kind of rehashing the audio versions of the podcast. Now you can watch some of the videos, you can listen to the podcast, but also there is a shop where we're going to have merch like...
I'm very excited about these t-shirt designs, honestly. Look at that, man.
The DV.
Come on.
Dipped in Tone. If PV made a Dipped in Tone shirt, we'd sell it.
Well, good news, we do.
And we do. The PAF shirt.
Also sick.
And yeah, I'm going to add some more designs. It's going to be just a fun place of any cool ideas. And if you join the Patreon and you go to our Patreon page and you have t-shirt ideas, let us know. Send us a message, shoot us an email, and maybe we can make your idea into some fun swag that you guys can wear. And
big emphasis on maybe. Big emphasis on maybe. All right. We're open to all ideas, but we're only going to use good ones. So
yeah.
Oh man, cool. All right. So we got a hot take today.
Do we ever?
Man,
I'm looking to see who this hot take is from. Elias, I believe.
I think I saw this one coming through the email.
Yep. So today's hot take, I'd argue that the best single coil guitar... No, sorry. Let me start over. I'd argue that the best single guitar to do everything is no longer the Telecaster, but is actually a PRS. Specifically, one of the ones that have a good split single coil sound, such as the Special or something with the TCI pickups like the 2408s or Paul's guitars. What you boys think?
Well, I'm a PRS fan. I'm going to show something later as we get into the topic. And I would never deny that PRS makes super versatile guitars, that their split system and how they wire it is probably the most effective in the normal production guitar landscape.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But I find fault with this on a couple levels. But Rhett, what do you think? Like right off the bat,
hard pass, hard no.
Is it a hard no just on PRS, or is it a hard no on that mentality?
On the pickup mentality specifically. Okay. If this person came and said the same thing just about like a Gibson, but with the coil taps and everything, I would feel the exact same way. I personally never like the sound of a split or a tapped humbucker. I don't think it sounds like it's supposed to sound, if that makes sense, right? The way it's always sold is like, oh, you can have a guitar that it's what Gibson did in 2019 with the Les Paul standard from that year with all the dip switches and stuff. They're like, oh, you can make it sound like a Strat. You can make it sound like a Tele, except you can't, because it's not that guitar. And you can't boil those guitars down, the sound of those guitars, into just the pickup. So yeah, I've owned several guitars with tapped or splittable humbuckers. Never use it.
Yeah. I agree, and I do think that it comes down to the player, because there are definitely people that can take those things and manipulate it into sounding like some sort of approximation of what they're trying to emulate. But I had on a recent AMA over on my Mythos Instagram, someone kind of posed a similar question, like the most versatile guitar out there is an HSS Strat, because you get humbucker sounds and single coils and in-betweens and all this stuff. And as I read it, I realized something that I've kind of learned about my own guitar playing. And the most versatile guitar, the guitar that lets you do the most, is the guitar you feel the most comfortable playing. And that really anything else you can approximate with how you play the guitar and get closer to the things you're trying to do if you feel super comfortable on that instrument, which makes it more versatile, in my opinion, than just having a huge sonic palette at your fingertips.
That's a really good take. I think that explains my affinity for the 335 in general. Yeah. Like I put that up there as next to the Telecaster as, quote, the most versatile guitar ever. And I think it's in large part because I find 335s really comfortable, even just to hold and play. Like they just fit me really well. But aside from that, I think the case to be made for the Telecaster and its versatility, the stability of a Telecaster is almost unmatched, even in PRS. I mean, it's hard to, if you get a PRS and a Telecaster of the same quality build spec level, I've never had a bad experience with a Telecaster staying in tune, being reliable. Like they're so simple, they're so versatile, they sound incredible. The bridge pickup, iconic, covers a ton of ground. The neck pickup, classic Tele neck, iconic, covers a ton of ground. But also, I would say a Tele with a P90 in the neck is a great option, or a humbucker in the neck is a great option. It still sort of retains the Tele-ness of it, whereas an HSS Strat, to me, is no longer really a Strat. Like when you put a humbucker in the bridge, it's not really a Strat anymore. It's like an S-style thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like after I answered that question, and when I thought about it, I just picked up a guitar and started playing. And like, if you play with your pick and manipulate how much you hold of the pick, how stiff it is, and where you pick, like, if you strum near the neck, it's going to have a much more mellow, big sound, regardless of what pickup you're on. If you go right down to the bridge and start playing really snappy, hard stuff where you choke up on the pick, then you get that kind of Tele snap, even if it's an ABR1 style bridge. So, yeah, I think that oftentimes we justify things to ourselves based off our own biases. And I think that's kind of where this is coming from. I had a Paul's guitar. Rhett, you played it. Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing guitar. I would almost argue that guitar had more sustain than any production instrument I've ever played. It was unbelievable, but I never completely connected with it. And I don't know why, but it's all about the connection. And I think versatility stems from that. That's why you see guys who have leaned on one instrument their entire career, not because like that's only their sound, but because that's how they truly express themselves. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, to lean into your sustain point, Jay makes a great point in the chat. He says, every successive bird inlay increases the sustain by a millisecond. So PRS has that going for him.
They do have that going for
Everybody dumps on the birds. And
well,
I like the birds.
Actually, Addison,
I think they're cool.
It's the more you spend, you get more sustain. So like the core line gets you 1 to 2 milliseconds per bird, but as you go up to like private stock or like wood library, some of those will push like 8 to 10 milliseconds per bird.
Per bird?
Right? Yeah. So
I guess it depends on what the inlay material is, right?
Yeah. And the flamier the top, also, the more sustain points you get.
See, I did know that. I did know that.
Yeah. And
if you get judged
if you get it in a goofy color, that also is more sustained. So
quilted? Where's quilted fall in there?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, right.
It's funny how much like, shade gets thrown at PRS because like you have Rhett, you called it Hollister burst, which is like
this blue jean. That's right.
This like faded blue jean or whatever is like one of their colors. Which like Hollister burst is like it's legit funny and honestly like Matthew and I when we see those guitars that's what we call them now. But like think about this for a second. PRS, big company. They sell a lot of guitars and they still make like when they release a new line, they have a lot of those colors. So like people must really enjoy it.
Dude. Yeah.
And like, I'm not like, I don't throw shade at anyone who plays something that's a loud color that's different from what I like, but it is wild that even in the lower end market, they do really well with the wild color
taste. Obviously, this is super subjective, right? People's taste in color is very, very varied, and I have gotten more than my fair share of hate from the internet about my Novo. People regularly comment that that's the ugliest guitar they've ever seen. I love it. I think it's awesome.
I know it's cool,
but to me, the PRS thing, and it's not just PRS. Anytime you have a guitar, Gibson does the same stuff. Fender does it too, where it's like this ridiculously quilted, flamey piece of wood, and it's perfectly shiny and polished, and it's some ridiculous stain. It's like a purple or like just royal blue or something. It's not my thing. Sorry.
I don't know. So I guess that we've
now
solved
that. We've pissed
that.
off 3/4 of the audience, the people watching this.
Well,
hot take. Hey, you could submit your hot take, dippedintone@gmail.com. We've had a lot of fun. We're about due for another just full on hot take episode soon. So
yes,
send them in.
And now on dippedintone.com, we have a submission form for all these things.
Oh my God. Look at us, dude.
Moving up in the world.
So should we move on to the topic at hand?
Yes, we should.
Addison, do you want to set this up? Because I have something in my hand that we can talk about here before we get started.
Great,
well, before we dive into the discussion.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so today's topic, we had a submission from one of the patrons. Jared says, how about celebrate Zach's new PRS? You guys discuss your favorite traditional style guitars, LP, T, and S style, that aren't Fender or Gibson, but punch in the same weight class as something like a custom shop. What would you choose? And then he goes on to list a handful, but that's today's topic. Take it away, fellas.
So we're going to basically, we're going to break down 5 different guitar shapes and kind of give our tippy top suggestion and then a little bit more approachable, not budget friendly per se, but a bit more reasonable.
And by guitar shape, we mean sort of food group, right? So Tele food group, Strat food group, Les Paul 335, that kind of stuff. So what do you got?
So the guitar I have in my hand is one of the new 40th anniversary PRS SC56.
Wow.
So the 56 stands for Paul's birthday, and that was really when the PAF was like done before it wound up in a guitar. So it's their single cut McCarty shape, super Les Paul vibes. I did put a Catalan switch tip on it because I can't help myself. But Dylan Adams sent me a text before this thing launched. He's like, dude, this thing that's coming from PRS, I'm like completely floored by. And for Dylan to say that, I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And they only did 400 of them. The tops are all just normal tops. They're not 10 tops. So they're all very different. I picked up this one because I thought the top was like really nice without being too over the top. And McCarty pickups, chambered or weight relieved. This one's 7.7 pounds, so it really is pretty light. Has their vintage neck carve, and for all intents and purposes, it's a Les Paul shaped object, but it doesn't really sound like a Les Paul. It sounds like its own thing, and I've really been liking it.
Why do you think that is? Because it, to me, looks like a Les Paul, walks like a Les Paul, should play like a Les Paul.
Right. So, I mean, how PRS, this is a different scale length. It's 24.594. So it's mathematically where it should be. Whereas Gibson guitars aren't really it's not where it should be to put the frets all in the right place. You know what I'm saying? So it's an approximation of that sort of scale length to actually be right where everything's going to be in tune.
Well, as much as it can be without being like a compensated weird squiggly fret guitar.
And I will say that playing a guitar like this, it's kind of odd sometimes because you play chords, you're like, oh no, that's like really in tune. It sometimes, I mean, we've all played guitars that are like really out of tune up and down the neck, but it has that. But as sonically, these new McCarty 3 pickups just have, it's very PAF like, but it just hits in a different way. Despite being the same recipe, it has more clarity without being bright, and it has great note separation, but still has the aggression. It doesn't have the same low-mid thwack that some of my Les Pauls have, but it's still super expressive and does all the things I want this shaped guitar to do. I don't know. I've only really played it since I got it. It's the only guitar I've really played, and I'm kind of over the moon about it from a playability and a sound standpoint. And it's super easy to play.
It looks great.
It does look good. It's not over the top, good burst.
I've always liked the single cut shape. It's different enough from a Les Paul, but it's still familiar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to check it out. I talked to Dylan last week too, and he said the same thing. He's like, dude, this thing's amazing. And, I didn't know they were only doing how many? 500 of them?
400.
400?
And I think all the McCarty bursts like that one they've shipped them all from PRS. They've all left and they're at dealers. And so they're not making any more of that color. So there's that black and
I was going to guess. So there's that, there's a swamp green, there's
there's a blue, there's a blue one, the black one, and the McCarty one.
Yeah.
So,
okay, great.
Is that Big League Chew? What was that?
No. It was a Starburst. I was going to look for a specific Starburst color in here, but I don't think there's any left.
I thought you had Big League Chew.
No, but now that you bring it up, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so how much? What did that retail for? Like, how much was that?
Those are 40. Hold on. I think they're PRS SC 56. Let me check. Sweetwater.com. 49.50.
49.50.
Mm-hmm.
For that, it's an SE. That's an import.
No. SC. Single cut.
Okay. I kept hearing SE. I was like,
no.
4,000, $5,000 for a import PRS. What are we talking about?
No.
SC.
Yes.
If you're listening to this or watching this, let me know in the comments if you also thought it was SE. There you go. Okay. So that's a full fat PRS made in Maryland. Yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does it come close to your R9 or any of your other Lesters?
It is just so different, which was astonishing because I have this black R8 that is like the shop Les Paul, so it's got throwbacks in it. It's rewired. It's like all the bells and whistles, the high voltage plastics and stuff. But I compared it to this is a really good Les Paul, and they sound so different. It was kind of weird. This, despite being about the same output as the pickups in that, this was a lot louder and meaner. And I think a lot of that just comes from it's just a different guitar, different pieces of wood. But this one, like I said, had so much more like low mid. It was way like punchier in that frequency range than the PRS was. It still sounds like a PRS, and I don't mean that in like a derogatory way, but pretty wild. So, but nice. All that kind of spurred this thought experiment for like maybe we can see what guitars that would exist in all the different food groups, like you said. What alternatives really are there that we could touch on?
Yeah, so I guess we'll start with the Les Paul recipe, right? So solid body, double humbucker, mahogany, maple, you know, some variation therein. And a couple came to mind. The first one that jumped out is we spent like 20 minutes before we started filming trying to remember the name of this company, and we finally did. German builder named Tausch guitars, Tausch. Now, I played one of these for the first time a few years ago when Boutique Guitar Showcase came through Atlanta. They had a few Tausch guitars, and the LaGrange model specifically blew me away. Now, so it's pretty interesting. It's Les Paul flavored, but there's kind of a Tele shape going on, Tele headstock shape. So it's a 24 3/4 inch scale. So it's Gibson scale. It's the one that I played a few years ago really blew me away. It was loud. It was resonant. The pickups sounded amazing. It played incredibly well. It's like what I remember it feeling like was a super modern guitar, sort of modern feeling, modern geometry, modern appointments, but in a classic, you know, sort of flavor, if that makes any sense. They're amazing. The other model that I played was the 665, which they do a couple of variations of. That's a little bit more Fender-y, longer scale and everything. But yeah, the LaGrange to me is a really cool option in that higher end price point, especially if you like some more of the modern touches, locking tuners, a little bit flatter fretboard radius. Absolute ripper guitar.
It doesn't have pickup rings. I just noticed the pickups are mounted through the top, which, man, I mean, I change pickups so much. I mean, I'm not going to change them in this PRS, and I probably wouldn't change them in this if I'm going to pony up, 8,600 euros?
Yeah, is that what they're going for? Let's see. Order my LaGrange.
Well, it's down at the bottom on the left.
I got to email. I don't want to do
8650. Includes VAT for euros. Yeah. I don't know what's that.
For those that need conversion, just over $10,000.
Hey,
look. I said we're starting at the high end here. Okay, I did warn you. This is the high end.
I'd be curious to try it. I'm not over the moon about this headstock shape. It's a bit like if I cover it up and I look at it, I'm like, okay. But then if I do that, I'm like, it kind of looks like a Schecter.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Headstock shape, we all know it's hard to create a new headstock shape that is pretty and not weird. I think given the circumstances, they did a pretty good job. The thing about it is, and you can sort of see this if you go into some of the pictures on the website and you kind of zoom in, enhance. The fit and finish on this guitar was so unbelievably well done. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. You know, it felt like you were driving a brand new like Porsche or something. It felt tight, put together well. The whole thing resonated. The whole thing rung. I was just really impressed with it. And that was from a few years ago. I've not played one in probably 3 or 4 years, and I still think about that guitar that I played back then. So, pretty sick.
It's got a plumwood fretboard. For some juicy sounds, it says.
Man, we should do an episode where we just talk about the copy on websites and how this stuff gets written.
I'm more okay with this and seeing stuff that is so blatantly AI written.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just funny. It's like
it is funny. There may be some lost in translation.
It's plumwood. It's juicy. It's plum.
Ugh. I don't know about that. Well, for me, if I was going to pick a Les Paul shaped object, I'm probably going to go with a Nick Huber. Now, I don't know if they still make these. The Orca 59, which is their kind of Les Paul interpretation.
That looks like they took a Les Paul and a single cut PRS and kind of blended the two.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely has that energy and vibe about it. And honestly, like I've played some of them and I thought, well, these are, pretty nice. But like I've played like whatever the one that Dan has from that pedal show that's kind of like a slab body thing, like a special sort of vibe. And I always thought they were pretty cool, but seemed expensive. And then Carter Vintage had one of these a few months ago, and I thought, well, I'm here, and I plugged it in and was like, okay, this is like really good. Like I can't fault this thing, and I was over the moon about it, but it was like used in $9,000 or might have been $8,000, so a lot of money. But I think it's like spare no expense here. You got the John Hammond thing going on. It's a Brazilian rosewood fretboard. It's got maple for the fretboard binding. Mahogany back, maple top. It has a really wild neck heel thing, but it just sounded amazing and played really well. I would say the one that I played looked a little nicer in the hardware. Like this one kind of looks a little. Yeah, it just looks a little phony with the wear. Like the amount of rust on that jack right there is a bit over the top. But that's like, I don't know. It really shocked me. But this is the extreme end of like competing with Gibson Custom Shop.
Yeah,
both of those.
I've never played one, but I've only ever heard great things about Nick Huber guitars. And again, it's like you're in that upper echelon price category. The other one that I would put up kind of in that same category, and this brand, frankly, is going to come up several times today, but the Collings, the CL, their sort of Les Paul flavored thing.
Yeah.
Every Collings guitar I have ever played is excellent. Their acoustics, their electrics, their hollow bodies. I think they are building some of, if not the best guitars coming out of the United States today in terms of fit and finish and sound and quality. Like I love them. I don't own a Collings yet, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, anything that's in the Gibson style camp, you could just say Collings. End of conversation.
Or the Martin style camp.
Yeah. Or
for the acoustics.
Camp.
Yeah.
I mean, really, any acoustic, anything. Any mandolin, guitar, doesn't matter. They make the best one. Well, for the money. But yeah, so I mean, we're running a little long here if we dove into everything, but maybe we'll just have some quick like honorable mentions for the more affordable range of stuff. Is there anything in the LP camp that you would recommend that's not, it's insane money, but would? I mean,
we have to stay away for the topic of this discussion. We have to stay away from, the big three. We were going to put up that new Epiphone, inspired by Gibson Custom Shop, but that doesn't count. Eastman doesn't really have a straight ahead Les Paul thing.
Yeah, they do. Or they did.
No, that was a thin line.
No, they made like a normal LP.
They don't anymore. The Romeo is, so you might be thinking of the Romeo, which is thin line, which is excellent.
Okay, hold on.
Solid body.
I said I wasn't going to share, but here we go. Sorry, listeners. Go to YouTube and watch this, and then subscribe on YouTube while you're there. These things. What is this? Remember these?
Yeah, but that's not.
They don't make these anymore?
I don't
know. There's this.
Think they do.
This thing. SB series. There it is.
I thought they discontinued these.
Maybe they did. Maybe Gibson got them.
All the way down at the bottom. Okay, yes. And let's put this one up because the Eastman stuff is... no, I don't want to allow my location, guys.
These are expensive. For a Chinese... Aren't these Chinese made?
Yeah, but it's... The thing I always think about Eastman is they're made in China, but it's not the classic what we think of made in China. They are a guitar brand and instrument company that's based in Beijing. It's not like the derogatory. $24.99. That's more in line with like a USA model. But I played a few of these. They're great, especially their. They were doing like and I know this is not the standard Les Paul, but they had like a Les Paul Yeah, the junior, dude.
But look at this one. This one's up at almost $2,100 or $2,100.
No, they were doing just the standard. It was like $1,200 or $1,300.
It used to be
excellent, man.
I don't think. Oh, here's one for $19.99.
Well, that's gone up. That was
that's what it was.
Well, we have our wonderful government to thank for that. So that guitar is excellent.
Yeah,
the SB55 DC/TV. Really rolls off the tongue there. But
yeah, cool guitars. I was going to mention Heritage. Honestly, it's like kind of in the same money range as these, and some of those are just awesome for the money. And
the thing about Heritage for me is, in my experience, they are the thing that people always complain about Gibson being like hit or miss and kind of iffy quality control is what Heritage has always been. And I've seen some Heritage guitars hanging on the wall at shops before and been like, ooh, there's some like pretty glaring issues in the finish there, or they're like really heavy sometimes, like wherever they're sourcing their wood. I've never really connected with Heritage.
Yeah. Some of the newer ones, they've been way more consistent since BandLab bought them.
Yeah.
Because they had some money to like throw into production. But I think they're pretty nice. Like the most recent ones I've played have been pretty good, but I've only played a handful. So, and I haven't checked out their import line. I'm, color me curious, but I'm not going to order one to try it. So, but moving right along.
You want to go something Fender style now?
Let's do it. So you want to do a T-shaped object?
Yeah, let's do a T-shaped. What did I have pulled up here? Got way too many tabs open. Oh, damn it. Wait, I don't think I had a high-end T-shape pick.
Okay,
Why don't you go first?
So my first thought, because I have a hard time, and I've talked about this a lot with people that make guitars that are basically, Fender inspired instruments. Because I feel like those are usually the ones who are the most similar and often the least exciting to me as a player. I think Danocasters are nice guitars. I think there are a lot of good guitars out there being made, but I don't get too excited. But these guitars have been consistently some of the nicest ones I've messed with. The Anderson stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Tom, those are great.
I mean, like, you can't really fault them. They do some interesting stuff where you are getting things that are a bit more modified. I like Suhr guitars, but I think of all the boutique brands that kind of lean into the classic Fender style designs, I think the Anderson stuff is probably as great as it gets.
Yeah, I would put James Tyler in the same category as that. The Tyler stuff is consistently really, really nice.
Yes. So that's, these would be the things that I would go for if I really wanted something in that camp that, I wanted to be a little bit different. But it's these, see, I feel like T and S shaped guitars are the hardest ones because, like, for me, of all the guitar brands I admire and aspire to own, those, when I look down at the headstock, I want to see that spaghetti logo. I want to see that Fender logo on there. But that's just me.
No, that's my biggest gripe with the Anderson stuff is I don't like the headstock shape and I don't like that logo. That logo looks like it would be for sale at Walmart to me. It has just
a little weird, dated.
It just doesn't work. It's, the guitars are fantastic. But you know how it is, especially when you're spending that much money, like you want to really love the guitar. And for me, that puts me off. Headstock shape matters, man. It's totally subjective, but that's another drawback with the James Tyler stuff is like, God, their headstocks.
See, I love it. I think it's super of a time, but I also think it's such a bold aesthetic choice because that was going to be my S-type pick.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll save that then.
But so I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, do you have a T type that's in the upper echelon?
couple.
Okay.
We'll move through them quickly. First of all, Shabat guitars. I own a Shabat S style and their bass. Oh my God, it's my favorite bass. But they do T styles in a lot of different flavors. Like you can do
yes, they
classic, classic Fender T style with the snake head headstock, which I love that they do that. The old school prototype headstock. But then you can get like that top one there, the short scale Justin Derrico. I played one of those back in January, and it's fantastic. It's a Tele Gibson hybrid in kind of the best way possible. Also the Lynx or the Lion STP, I think it is
this one,
the junior. Yeah. Also really sick. But again, yeah, if you want just like the classic Tele, there's just the Lion, and those are really good. I think their aging process is done really well. They do, in my opinion, the best factory fretwork of any guitar builder, I think, is Shabat. Like the frets on all those guitars are just so sick, so perfectly. Like the fret ends look like little polished BBs on the end of the fretboard. They're awesome.
Oh yeah, well, I love the bullet fret ends on guitars.
Yeah, and then I was gonna put up Iconic guitars.
They just moved to Nashville.
Oh, I didn't know that. But their T style, I've played a few of their T style. Their higher end, I think the Custom Series is their higher end. Yeah, website needs a little work, being honest. But okay, guys, how do I?
Where is it? Where are the guitars?
Oof.
Oh man, it's slow. Guys, you gotta compress those images so they load faster.
Also,
your
what's
page
with the
rank's gonna
color?
go down.
Like, these colors don't work together. Okay, you got to go to check stock.
Oh
man, we need to get on the horn with Iconic. And do a little
making
consulting on
websites
there.
sucks. I'll just say it's hard.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
the Tamarack, those are cool. I've played a few of those. That's in that custom shop price range for sure. The 4 to 5 to 6 range.
Wish I could see it.
Slow.
Wish we could see it.
Iconic, you guys, come on.
Oh well.
Anyways, yeah, that's what I got for T style on the high end. What do you got on the more sort of affordable side?
The first thing I thought of was the Reverend Gristlemaster.
Yeah.
Or Gristle. What is it?
Gristle something.
Point. Gristle S. No. Oh my God. Addison, just make a loop of this, of us being frustrated with the internet.
Just super mad.
Why is this?
That's our clip.
Was this like Flash based? Remember Flash?
That's a niche joke that 7 people are gonna get. Yes, I do remember Flash.
Oh, the Gristlemaster. Yes. That's what it was.
You said it right. Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
We'll just edit it and make you said the first time. So
all right. Okay, so here's the Gristlemaster from Reverend Guitars. This is Greg Koch's signature guitar, which is a T-shaped object, but it's actually bigger. And it's kind of like if you took a Firebird and had a raised middle part of a Telecaster all on one guitar. It's got the Fishman pickups. They're just really cool guitars. I'm not crazy about that little tiny pick guard on the neck.
Yeah.
But, to each his own, right?
Yeah. These are cool, man. I think they're what do they retail for?
Oh God,
we're gonna have to trudge back into the website.
I think they're in the $13.29.
Yeah, okay,
or $16.99, $11.98. I don't know. I think they're about $1,700.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of having trouble coming up with I was gonna pull up the Ibanez Josh Smith.
Oh man,
signature, because that's a cool Tele alternative. The flat 5. But then we found out these are pretty expensive.
Kind of pricey.
Flat 5 V1. Really cool guitar, man. Obviously Josh is well known.
Yeah, he's pretty
Tele
good
player. Who built his original black Tele he was playing for years? That was
some small builder. I can't even recall. Ibanez has their website game on lock. Well, here's one for 15. Oh, that's used.
Well, okay, but still.
So, I mean, okay, here's one. Wait, no, God, why Google's sucking today? What's going on, internet?
It's all the AI.
Come on, figure it. $29.99. There it is.
Ooh, that was more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Now, is that a price hike? Because I feel like when these came out, they weren't that expensive. I mean, they were not cheap by any means, but they weren't as pushing $2,000.
I don't know. I mean, everything coming from overseas right now. I mean, all of Japanese. We just got a order for high voltage from Vimaram, and it got hit with a tariff, and it was like almost $500.
Oh God, aren't you tired of winning, dude?
Yeah, someone said on our tariff video, they said, "Oh, this hasn't aged well." I was like, "What? The tariffs didn't go away, you moron."
It has aged very well, unfortunately. I wish it hadn't aged well. I wish I was wrong, but well, we're not.
And they didn't stay 150% or whatever, but still, yeah, it looks like it's about $3,000. But and honestly, this guitar has grown on me a lot as far as the banana plate.
It's cool, man.
Stuff.
It's different enough, but it's still familiar. And I haven't played one. I'd like to get my hands on one and check it out. But,
and honestly, we shouldn't call this a banana plate because we call the Tele control plate a hot dog plate, right?
Yeah.
And that's more shaped like a hot dog than a Tele plate is, you know, unless like whose hot dog's perfectly straight after you cook it. You know what I'm saying?
Careful, because you're just careful. It's gonna get clipped, so you know, just word of warning.
I mean, like when they're cold, they'll be straight.
The internet's forever.
Limp.
Just remember, the internet's forever. This is That's more like a bratwurst. Like it's a brat. It's a brat
I treat all of this as a repository for my son to get to know me once I'm dead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So, did you ever think about that? Probably not. Not yet.
Well, I'm not having kids, so this will just be for whoever. I don't know who. Maybe my nieces and nephews one day. Who the hell knows?
Penny's children. Oh wait, is she fixed?
Yeah.
Oh dang it! Nobody's having kids in the Scholl
household. Dinks, baby, dinks for life. Man, okay, yeah. What are the other T-style alternatives are there? I mean, there's Nash. Nash is pretty hit or miss in my experience. I've not had a lot of good experience, unfortunately, with those guitars.
Mine's pretty good. I like mine. My
Nash.
Your
Nash?
One of my
Mario Martin.
One of my Nashes.
You have a lot of experience with
Mario Martin are great. Still like none of these are all like Mario Martin's in the custom shop range, right?
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
There's a lot of G&L in the chat.
Yeah, G&L's cool, but it's they're cool.
I feel like what makes G&L special is the things that aren't just like a one-to-one representation of a Tele style guitar. Like an ASAT is cool, but an ASAT doesn't really sound like a Tele.
Yeah,
you know. So that's kind of. It's kind of, it is a different thing. So, like moving into S-Type, we're probably going to have to pick up the pace because we're at 47 minutes here.
Nah, it'd be fine.
Like I said, Tyler was my suggestion because, I mean, every single one I've ever played, even if they had just the craziest finish, they're just awesome. Like, you can't knock anything about them other than I don't like the headstock or why does it look like it's dipped like a shoe or something.
I will say I hate the name that they chose for it was like Space Vomit or something. The weird finishes. Oh my God! Hold on, let's go to finishes.
Burning water, vomit.
Metallic.
Yeah, just vomit.
Yeah, vomit.
Or in schmear. I like schmear. I like that.
Yeah, but it's hideous, dude.
Look at the fresh vomit or psychedelic vomit.
Oh God. Come on, man.
Oh, it's funny.
And I'm sorry, these are hideous. These finish. I get it, like they're eye catching and whatever, but God,
people like them.
Yeah, I know. People like a lot of ugly shit.
But like the Studio Elite and then the Classic. I mean, the Classic, that's our S-Type here,
dude. So a friend of mine here in Atlanta just recently bought one of the Dan Huff ones, and I went over to his house and it's awesome. It's so sick. I'm not normally, a fan of guitars that have a bunch of like gimmicky, bells and whistles and switches and shit on it, but it's cool. It's plays incredibly well. There's a lot of really usable sounds in it. And if you're going for that like 80s LA classic S-Type with a ton of chorus and reverb and delay, like, dude, that's the move. That's awesome.
The headstock is just wild. It is wild. Like I kind of like I never realized there's this little on the bottom on the high E side. It's got a little
Well,
like a knuckle.
That's a safety flange. So you don't, if you're like shredding, you don't slip off the end of the
I was gonna
headstock.
say it's for like hanging on a guitar hanger and you don't
No,
fall
that's for
out like a
safety.
Tele.
That's OSHA compliant headstock right there.
It's like a volute, but on the side.
But for your hand, right? Maybe
I always
kind of
thought it looked like a thumbs up or something, or like a foot.
I love the logo. I think the logo is sick, and I think it's aged really well. I think it's a classic, cool logo. The headstock, oh my god,
I still like it.
This is the worst headstock.
It's just
maybe,
the worst.
like in general.
It's so bad, dude.
It's so bad.
Nah.
It is.
Zach's into it.
It is enough to put me off. I think buying one.
110%.
Because God, it doesn't look as bad on the Tele for some reason. I think.
Yeah, because it's more Tele shaped.
It is more Tele shaped, and if you're at a distance, it's maybe that is a case to be made for these god awful finishes that they distract you from the headstock, dude.
I don't know.
Oh my God,
I just like it. I don't know what it is.
guys, if you're listening, Addison, I'd like you to try and scroll up to that finish there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm in control.
The logos
I didn't know
wrap
it
around
does
the top
that.
of the headstock. It's
didn't know
cool.
it did
That's
that.
cool.
But this,
Addison, I want you to try and put to words that finish for our listeners.
Okay. You've walked into Moon Marble Shop in Bonner Springs, Kansas, and Moon Marble Shop is a place where you go and you watch glass blowers create marbles, and this is a finish that was created from marbles being created in the forges of heat. It's the worst finish with the worst headstock ever. I don't know how to explain it.
Man, you really painted a picture there. You took us on a journey.
Hey, if you know, you know.
I think it looks like a bowling ball, and I think
Bowling. Oh, that's a great. Yep.
It's really the cherry on top is the mother of toilet seat pick guard that just really sets it off, because what complements a chaotic god awful finish Jesus, dude.
This is Halloween 1997.
Oh man,
the show that your friends in high school.
You know
played.
what? I'm never gonna talk shit on PRS finishes ever again.
I
I'm
think
so
you're
sorry.
so right.
I am
Wow.
so sorry to Paul and the whole team at PRS. I am so sorry.
it's a bold choice.
This is
Man.
This one I'm not as big a fan of.
this is like
greenish purple one.
you know the Island Boy thing, like those crazy dudes in Florida that are just covered in face tats and just This is like an Island Boy guitar finish right here.
Okay,
no.
yeah.
This
It looks
is
like
bad.
you took a Joker action figure and melted it onto a guitar.
But
that
why the
pick guard?
red? Why the
Yes.
red mother of toilet seat pick guard?
I don't know.
Like, why not do black? Pick any color. You've got a myriad of choices when it comes to colors that you could pick on that finish to complement
Even black
it.
on
Even
the bowling
black.
ball. That's not as bad.
But go back to that
ball.
finish. There's no red or any complementary color to red on that paint job.
Plus, you got the black knob on there.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
weird. Hey, but they sound good and they play great.
They do play great.
So, hey,
I would do the Dan Huff. That one is cool, and it's in black. It's a classic looking guitar. It's great.
So,
Matthew in the chat says it's like Fender came back from spring break at Myrtle Beach.
oh heck yeah, dude.
That's what that was.
what
They got a braid in their hair.
That's what happens at spring break in Myrtle Beach. It's like Jesus.
Rhett, do you have a high end S type suggestion?
Oh man. Well, I would say Shabat again because I have one, but we've already talked about them.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I feel like we're kind of spoiled for choice a little bit when it comes to high end S style guitars. I like a Danocaster personally. I played a handful of them, and to me, they are a great option if you want as really close, true to form, golden era Fender, but made today and not golden era Fender prices, not quite there. They're hard to come by, hard to find, but they're cool if you can get your hands on one. Why am I having to log into Reverb here?
I think they're like the ones I've seen in person have been like pretty good. I've never been totally blown away by them. I think because like the obvious comparison is to Fender Custom Shop.
Right.
And I don't know, like, I think Fender Custom Shop, what they're doing now is so good that it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like they're as good as they're, I mean, I'm sure they could get better, but I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of boutique builders that are kind of matching what they do.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like my folks came over recently, and I have a Custom Shop hardtail Strat that I got not too long ago, and it's very lightly relicked. And I showed my dad, and he's like, "Man, when'd you get this old?" And my dad, despite like he's never played guitar, but he's been around my dumb ass, my whole life, and he's seen a lot of guitars, and he's seen a lot of like new and vintage stuff with me, and it fooled him. And I was like, "Huh, okay." Usually he's not fooled, so that was kind of telling. But anyway,
if we go to the lower end, what do you think? How do you feel about Sire?
So I was going to mention Sire, and Corey Congilio had one and let me play it, and I thought, it's good. They're good, budget friendly, and not too budget, but great
They're
guitars.
moderately priced, but import brand, and they do a lot of different styles of stuff. There's the Larry Carlton, which is kind of $335-ish. There's several versions of the Larry Carlton.
Yeah.
Some cool basses. The Marcus Miller bass is pretty cool. Boy, Larry's really putting his name on a whole lot of stuff here.
I think he was involved in the creation of Sire.
Okay, yeah, but have you? I always knew the Larry Carlton as the semi-hollow thing, but there's a Larry Carlton Junior and Special and HSS Strat and regular Strat and whatever the hell that 15L is.
I think he somehow has ownership of it.
Yeah, but do we have to put our name on every guitar model, Larry?
I don't know.
Apparently we do. Anyways,
I guess so.
I think they're cool for pretty affordable, at least in the range of what we're talking about today. These are very affordable.
Yeah.
Import brand. I think they're pretty good.
I was going to mention the Schecter Nick Johnston guitar, which is like an S-type. And I think they do like a traditional and a more super Strat sort of thing. And they're awesome. They do like a really high end, and then the production ones are great for the money, and they do exciting colors and stuff. That's not, it's bold, but it's not too crazy. And he just got the gig with Mastodon. So it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Atlanta band, not Mastodon.
So
let's go.
We already mentioned
semi-hollow.
Semi-hollow.
And maybe we lightning round this one real quick.
Yeah.
Obviously on the high end, I'm going to go back to Collings because come on, let's be honest. Kind of just pull up the instruments page and just throw a dart at any of the semi-hollow guitars here. You can't go wrong. The I-35, oof.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of those that I've played is excellent. And technically the 470JL is hollow, so I would maybe throw that in the pile here.
It's a Gretsch, sort of thing. It's like a Jet.
It's like a Jet. I'm also going to throw out Duesenberg. So Duesenberg's an interesting one for me. I've played a lot of Duesenbergs, and I've always really liked them. I think they're pretty expensive for what they are, but the Star Player series I've always dug, man. I think it's a great looking guitar. I love the aesthetic. I love the vibe. They're semi-hollow, Les Paul-esque kind of thing, but they've got the Duesenberg tremolo, the Les Trim, I think is one of the best tremolo systems out there. I love it. It's stable. It works decently well for a Bigsby style trim. And dude, their colors and their finishes, like these are just really stylish, cool guitars.
I
just like them. And the three-way toggle
fine.
switch, like whatever switch they use on those things is like it's a solid just chunk. You know what I mean? It's a good feeling switch. They are expensive though. Like for what they are, they're pretty expensive.
I've never played one and thought, oh, I get it. Which is funny because my buddy Joey Landreth, he's got a signature one right there. And I mean, like,
have you played that one yet?
Nope.
I haven't either. I want to check that one out.
Duesenberg's one of those brands where it's just like, I've tried a few in stores, and it's just not for me.
It's for me almost purely based on aesthetic. Like, I have a Gretsch Black Falcon, and I love that guitar. it's kind of a pain in the ass to play. It's a pain in the ass to deal with. It's
Yeah.
a hollow body with a Bigsby, floating bridge. But I love that guitar because when I play it, I feel cool because it's such a good looking guitar. And I'm serious, man. I think this matters, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
the aesthetic really matters. And especially if you're performing, if you're playing on stage, I think if you feel good and you feel confident, you're going to play better. And to me, that's what I just like playing I like my Black Falcon because it's just such a cool looking guitar. It's eye catching. It's classic. It's beautiful. And it sounds cool. It's got a vibe, but that's why I keep that guitar around. It's because it's eye catching.
Man, you're talking about playing good and feeling good. I just think of that one James Brown interview. Remember that? Where
The
he's like,
CNN, he's got the blue
he's
blockers on.
Oh man, he is high out of his mind. Feel good.
Feel good.
Play good. Where you at, Ted? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's one of the best interviews of all time.
It really, truly is.
Yeah, I think like Collings is right up there for me. And then I think for the more budget friendly, I think Sire are really great. I think
Eastman too. The Eastman semi-hollows are great.
yes.
The Romeo, that's also an incredible looking guitar. Great shape, sounds good. The pickups are a little dark. I think it's a cool guitar. I had one for a little while, and I gave it to my former assistant Chris. He's been gigging it consistently.
Sweet. And then as like a bonus, we're going to talk about acoustics real quick. Just a classic Dreadnought. I think it's obvious the high end for acoustics, unless you're going crazy, it's Collings.
Santa Cruz too. I'll put Santa Cruz up there.
Yeah.
The Santa Cruz stuff is really good.
Have either of you guys played pre-war stuff?
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
So they're torrified. They're really aiming.
The brand pre-war.
Sorry, yeah, the brand
No,
pre-war.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay.
don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty good. We had them
I don't know these.
when I used to work, retail.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make everybody drink too much. Some of them are really good. They were a little bit inconsistent, but that was years ago with the brand. So I don't know how
These
they're
look
faring
cool.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're neat.
The Norman Blake collection. Dude.
I've never played one, but
Okay. Well,
yeah, they're very
Yeah.
expensive.
I'm going to...
Very expensive.
They are? They used to be like relatively affordable.
This Norman Blake herringbone is $25,000.
Oh, crying out loud. I'm
man.
like just not
This
hip
is
enough
19. You know?
I mean, just like what's a Dreadnought? Just what's a normal? So like almost 60 or $6,095.
Okay, but that's in that Collings Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Which again, man, like Bourgeois, I would put up there too. I have a Bourgeois Slope D.
Bourgeois are great.
They're great. They're owned by Eastman now. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
For a few years.
Hudson Dalton.
Hudson Dalton, yeah, man.
makes some
Oh,
great
I
stuff.
fell in love with a Hudson Dalton a few years ago. I should have bought that guitar. It was
Man,
it was a cannon.
after like playing all these things for so long, I think Collings still are the most consistent
Yeah.
and quality sounding acoustics that like Bourgeois are great, and there are definitely some really high end acoustic builders out there that are just like next level. But at any point, like in your life, if you have the opportunity to play a variety of Collings, just go play them.
Yeah.
because there's no stinkers. There's never a stinker.
God, they're so good.
And honestly, to that end, I think Waterloo from Collings.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Some of the coolest guitars because they make like copies of little catalog guitars.
But here's my problem with the Waterloo stuff. It's incredibly expensive for a guitar that to get that sound, you could do some searching and spend some time and find like kind of a clapped out old, catalog guitar or whatever that is got some vibe and is not that price. I think the Waterloo stuff's just real expensive.
They are, but like, I mean, I think for what you get, there's no, you're not, there's no work.
Pull up that WL14 right there, right under. Yeah. Okay. $3,300, dude. For that price, depending on what you're looking at, you could get a good playable vintage catalog acoustic that's in great shape, and the wood is old it's going to sound great under a microphone. That's what I would do.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what Kalamazoo, because these are like Kalamazoos. I don't even know what those go for anymore, because I feel like the world has kind of got hip to it. So they might have like really skyrocketed in price, but it's cool because you can get like a really quality made instrument, because some of those are pretty cheap in ladder or X-Brace. I always loved the K, and then the Stella, the S, like, with this has the split or the.
No, they're super cool guitars, and they're built incredibly well. I mean, but
yeah.
I don't know,
But
for that
anyway.
price.
And then, honestly, I was thinking, again, Eastman for the
Eastman.
budget-friendly acoustics. And then Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge is cool, too. Even some of the Guild stuff, like what Guild is doing now, like for the price, it's cool. And Guild's a cool brand, and it's got a lot of history. Yeah. There's a lot of good options, I think, in the acoustic world. But
Yeah.
there you go.
Wow. So that was it. We went over some guitars, some things that you might have heard of. I mean, definitely you've heard of some of these. But yeah, let us know in the comments like what you guys would pick if you were going like boutique and beyond, and then more budget friendly on these shapes that aren't they don't bear the name on the headstock regardless of what brand is making Fender, Gibson, whatever Epiphone. But
Sweet.
we're running a little long, so maybe we'll do the rig dipping in the bonus episode.
All right. Sounds good.
Get into that. And yeah.
So if you want to catch the bonus episode, join our Patreon. Links down below in the description. And yeah, you want to shill? You got a shill?
I mean, I think I did.
Is that okay?
I mean, this thing's pretty dang cool. And the new PRS cases don't weigh 1 million pounds.
Oh, well, that's good. That is good.
They're a molded case. It's really nice. And they have like feet that on one side of the case it's recessed, and on the other side they're extended, so the cases like stack, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
so
okay.
when you get your collection going.
Yeah, that'll be great when I put it under a plane and they can stack.
Well, you know what's funny?
Everything on top of the case.
It does have a really cool thing. So maybe I could shill that.
Yeah, shill the case.
So, this is a hard shill. For those listening, I'm holding a guitar case beside me. These latches, it's a normal guitar latch, but it has a pass-through slot that you can put a zip tie through.
Hey.
So you can zip tie it, and so if TSA has to get into it, you don't have to put a lock or anything crazy, no special key, just zip tie it, and they can clip it and open it, and then hopefully they'll zip tie it back.
Which they're not going to, let's be honest.
Which they're not going to. But really nice molded case that weighs so much less. Those old PRS cases weighed as much, if not more, than the guitars.
Real talk, if I was flying with that guitar, I would just don't check it. Like,
oh no.
Just don't. Because even if you have a case for it, like a really robust case, you just don't know what TSA is doing back there. And they're not, it's just carry it on and deal with the gate agent, gate check it if you have to, but don't check it.
And
I flew to Kansas City with my pedal board and a guitar. Guitar carried on just fine. My pedal board comes down last week in the luggage claim, and there's a wet footprint on top of my it's an ATA case. It's fine. Everything made it. It's totally fine. But I was like, how did that happen? And why did that happen?
When I flew to the Netherlands 2 years ago for a tour, landed in Amsterdam, direct flight. It landed at Amsterdam and had my pedal board in an ATA case. And somehow the Chase Bliss mood, when I opened the case, the foot switch shot out of the thing, and I still don't know what transpired, because it was one of those Temple Audio pedal boards, and I used their like system to like lock it in, and somehow it took a hit hard enough to break the foot switch.
those are momentary, right?
Yeah.
They're not as robust build as like a normal triple pole, as a normal like one of these.
Yeah.
And so I've seen them turn into like when you like break a ballpoint pen and the spring just goes bling.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they do. Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty tight, pretty cool. But shout out to Chase Bliss. Their European headquarters was there in Amsterdam, and they got me sorted. Great.
Sick.
All right, my shill. It's pedal. EchoFix, which is the Australian company that makes the tape echoes, which are unbelievable. They have a line of pedals which are all really good. This one in particular has been blowing my mind. This is the EF P5. It's an 1176 in pedal form. For those of you that are not as nerdy as me and probably Addison are about this kind of stuff, the 1176 is one of the all-time like end-all be-all great studio compressors. You can do so many great things with an 1176. I am super impressed with what they've done here. Fully balanced inputs and outputs. Classic 1176 VU meter with the buttons, and you can do, if you're curious, you can do all the buttons out mode on here. But unlike a classic 1176, you have a high pass filter and a dry wet mix, which is super, super nice. The other thing that I like about it, the way that I was using it primarily, have been using it, is like as a boost, essentially. Going into the front of the amp, the way this thing pushes the front end with the compression, if you dial the compression up quite a bit, like 8 to 1 or 12 to 1, you get that really squashed, sustained sound with a really, really nice saturation. It's sick. Classic. Put it on a pedal board. I'm going to leave it here. It's like a desktop module. I mean, come on, man. And then honorable mention to, they do a spring reverb as well, which is great, but the chorus vibrato is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. So, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Echo
I think
Fix.
some eagle-eyed viewers saw that in the Tube Screamer video and were like, what's that?
Yeah, it hadn't technically been announced yet, but I asked them, and they're like, basically it was like, oh, do I need to edit this out? And they're like, no, that's fine. Okay, cool.
People get excited.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, join us over on Patreon for our rig dipping and the bonus episode. Sorry if you wanted to hear that rig get dipped, but you can hear it over there. And again, thanks to our sponsor, Sweetwater, for sponsoring this episode. You can click the link in the description below and go to the website, see all the gear that we use, and make your own gear purchases that will outfit whatever it is you're doing this summer. Right?
Absolutely. Cool. Thanks, y'all. See you soon.
Bye.